Hi everybody, this is Diana in LA and Cary in the UK, and we're here to talk about this week's stars. Welcome to our weekly reading where we explore all things astrological. From our two different points of view in two different locations in the world, we bring to you a unique astrological perspective on what is happening right now across the globe. So here we go. Well, we're in a time of changes. And we're here at ASTRO UKLA starting to change too. We're going to be reformatting the program, so stay tuned to see what's coming up in the next weeks. Meanwhile, this week, we've got big news. I've been calling this the week of many blessings. There are many things going on right now that are very beautiful. And even though that tension that's been happening for the last almost 2 years now is continuing and will be continuing to the end of this year, there are many beautiful happenings and occurrences in the world as well. And this week is one of them. We start with Venus moving into Libra on Monday, and that is going to be a big relief, a big sigh of relief. Venus loves to be in Libra. And so we are coming into a time of more harmony. And even though Sunday, today, we're having a great big darn T-square again, but we're getting used to that. And that T-square will be quickly relieved on Monday with Venus moving into Libra. And then on Wednesday, we're having a grand trine in Earth, which we'll talk more about in a moment. Plus, one more thing on Wednesday and Thursday. 5 planets, the outer 5 planets, are going to be retrograde. So as much as we want to move forward, we're still being limited in terms of how much forward movement we can do. So it's really, really dynamic and interesting times. And Cary and I feel that we have been walking, all of us, through these strange, strange times. Remember, the reason we ever did this Astrocast was we have been aware of what was going to happen in 2020 for almost our whole lives. And so we knew it was going to be rough going. And so we really wanted to help by giving some navigational assistance, like how do you move through these very challenging times? And we feel that we have done that. And that's why we're going to be reformatting the show, because we want to start to open it up and look at other situations that are happening that are really interesting in the world. So stay tuned to see what's happening. And Cary, what are you noticing on your side of the world?
Well, hi everybody, hope you're well, hope you had a good week last week. This is actually a very important week. It's a very important week for many reasons, because the dynamics of this week is kind of yin and yang. In one way, we've got all the major slower planets all going retrograde. So Uranus goes retrograde and joins all the others. Right, so now we've got that Saturn square Uranus, both retrograde. And all the other planets are retrograde too, so they're going to be having a very strong effect. But at the beginning in the middle of the week, you've got that lovely grand trine, and it's with the Moon, Mercury conjunct Mars and Uranus. So it's a fantastic aspect, and it's great for all Earth signs. And it's one of those aspects which you'll just forget where you are for that day because it's that powerful. So for most of this week, it's going to feel that push and pull, and some of the decisions and some of the things that you read in the news right now are going to ripple outwards for many, many years to come, because with this square of Saturn to Uranus about the challenging of the structures is what we've been talking about for months. What takes place over the next few months will affect all of us many, many years from now. It's a very important time. So while that's going on in the background, there's some lovely stuff going on too. So lots of planets which are trining, You've got Mercury trining Uranus, you've got Mars trining Uranus, you've got Venus trining Saturn. So there's a lot of really nice aspects happening. So it's a feel-good week, and it'll be a feel-good next couple of weeks. But there's that undercurrent, but that undercurrent's going to be there for the rest of the year anyway.
So let's talk more about Wednesday, because Wednesday really is the highlight of the week. Wednesday, Thursday, we've got this beautiful grand trine in Earth, Mars conjunct Mercury in Virgo, trining the moon in Capricorn, trining Uranus in Taurus. This is super dynamic. If you were born like today, that day, boy, you have an amazing chart. Sun is opposed Jupiter, yes, but Jupiter in its worst is still good. And so to me, it's just a time of more expansion, an expansion of what these Earth kinds of situations of the grand trine. So it's very powerful. And the really big thing are those 5 retrograde planets. We've got Uranus, Neptune, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, all retrograde. Those are the outer planets. We call them personal planets and outer planets. The personal planets, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, Venus. The outer planets are Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. And so when those slow, because the outer planets are slow moving, those slow moving planets are going backwards. There is no traction. And so everything, again, it's like when Mercury goes retrograde, right? Everybody goes, oh no, Mercury is retrograde. Don't lose your keys. Don't buy a computer. Things like that, right? It only lasts a few weeks. When an outer planet goes retrograde, we're talking a few months and longer. And so these kinds of planetary situations of backward movement mean you're not moving forward. If you're born with a retrograde planet, it's really interesting because it's not bad in any way. It means a deepening in the subject. If you were born with Mercury retrograde, for instance, there is a studious quality to your personality. You love to study, you love to review, you love to look backward into history and discover and edit and things like that as a whole life style, right? And so if Jupiter's retrograde, if Uranus is retrograde, if Neptune is retrograde, if Pluto is retrograde and Saturn is retrograde, we are talking about the big movements of the outer planets being up for review.
And the other beautiful thing about Wednesday is having Mars and Mercury exactly conjuncting each other. If you're born on the 3rd of September, you're going to really feel that. And if you're an Earth sign, born on the 3rd, 4th and 5th of your birth month, Wednesday is going to be a fantastic day for you. It'll be interesting to see what comes out on Wednesday, because out of all the days that week, that is probably the most important. The other thing that's most important is Uranus on the 20th starting to retrograde. And that's going to change the dynamic and make things a bit tougher underneath everything that's going on. But as this week progresses, it's going to be a good week. It's going to be a feel-good week.
Yeah, so we wish you a good week. And we hope that you take advantage of the very big, lively energies that are happening now. And we will see you soon with another Astrocast in a new format.
It's been a very interesting journey that we've been on with the ASTRO UKLA. And it's no surprise that when Uranus is conjunct my sun, opposed Diana's sun, and we're doing this project together, that there's going to be some kind of change, because that's what happens. And all change is good. We both have a passion in astrology. And we would like to share that with you, because it will give you an insight into astrology that maybe you've never had before. So for example, we may pick up on a person in the news and look to see what transits are happening at the time compared to their natal chart. So we discuss the natal chart, then we discuss what's happening and look to see what are those aspects that are triggering those events. It could be events, it could be anything, but it's going to be very different. Could be synastry, comparing people's charts. John and Yoko, Richard and Elizabeth Burton, you know? It could be something very different. Whatever it's going to be, we hope you're going to like it.
And one more thing, we will still walk us through these times once in a while and do check-ins about this week's stars or this month's stars, perhaps, so that you can be informed about what is happening, because this year's such a doozy. But we're going through December. Things are going to start to change by December. So we will definitely keep you in the loop. So if you're enjoying these Astrocasts, we hope that you will subscribe and click the bell so that you'll get weekly updates of when the next Astrocast is coming out, and like and comment and share. So we'll see you next time, everybody. Thank you for being with us through this amazing year and a half of Astrocasts.
Yes, thank you. Take care, everybody.